Okay. So it's been a minute. Made some modifications to things. Got busy with life, that kind of deal. But we just had Story of the Season, Friends of Mineral Town come out. And I last played this probably on the Game Boy Advance. I know they've made some changes, obviously, in art style and in content. There is some new stuff going on, and I never really completed the original Friends of Mineral Town anyhow. So, it's going to be an adventure. I don't know that it's going to be a good one, but I'm hopeful. I will be bad, I will not know stuff, and I will waste time. Probably gonna happen. I am sorry. But, that being said, ought to be fun. I will be playing this on controller because trying to run diagonally would be difficult otherwise. I don't know why it's currently in Japanese. Okay, so that doesn't quite look right. I also don't know why it's like spazzing out. Okay, let's try mouse controls. Okay. So, first challenge, try and find English. Okay. Wait. No. So I'm in French now. Controller's no longer spazzing out. I'm really lucky I got onto French and not some other language I would not understand. Okay, so this is a good start. So full screen. Yeah, sure. We want good shadows. Okay, so I know I could do these custom characters, right? But here's the deal. I always played the. I gotta go with the classic, dude with the kerchief. Just have to. We are not going to use the name Pete, though. Let's do that. Wait, there's... Whew, I didn't expect a difficulty mode. So... Easier raise... Start with 18 turnips on the field. I mean, we gotta go normal mode. Like... Yeah. I don't think that's much of a competition for us here. One day, a special letter arrived in my mailbox. It was sent from a person who introduced himself as the mayor of a certain little town. The moment I finished reading that letter, I packed up my things and headed for the train station. Once there, I bought a ticket to Mineral Town, the place where my grandfather had his farm. Good day. You are Azrith, I presume. I'm Thomas. It is my great honor to preside over Mineral Town as its mayor. Here it is. This is the land your grandfather left to you. I'm afraid it's been some time since anyone tended to it, so it's fallen to a bit of disrepair. Do you remember when you came here as a child? You spent a summer together with your grandfather. I'm sorry, Azrith. We've had to cancel our family vacation this summer. I just couldn't get the time off for it. There's something very important that I have to do at work and I can't leave. I'm really sorry, but you'll have to make do without a trip this year. Things are just too busy. I promise, I'll make it up to you. I'm so sorry, Azrith, but please understand. We may not get a family vacation, but we have asked your grandfather to let you stay with him at his farm this summer. His farm is wonderful. It's surrounded by nature with all sorts of places to explore. You can relax and play as much as you like. We've already packed your things. All that's left is to go and have fun. Oh, there you are, Azrith. Do you remember me? I'm your grandpa. There ain't too much to do out here in the sticks, but go have a nosy around if you like. I'm afraid I'll be busy most of the day doing my chores around the farm, so I won't have much time to play with you. There are a few kids around your age in town, though I'm sure they'll let you play with them, so go on and introduce yourself. Eating the dirt. And Attack of the Chickens. Because what trip to the farm is complete without that? Who are you? Oh yeah, someone said the old guy at the farm down the road was having a visitor from the city. That must be him. I wonder what he's doing all by himself. Do you always play alone? Wow, me too. I like this place a lot, so I come here all the time. Hey, why don't you tell me about yourself and the city and stuff? What's it like there? Well, Azrith, how'd you like the country life? Was it fun? When you get back home, say hello to your mom and dad for me, and let them know I enjoyed having you come visit. Aw, are you going already? I'll miss you. You'll be coming back someday though, right? Promise me you'll come back. It's been 20 years since then. I see you've grown into a fine young adult. Your grandfather loved this little farm dearly, you know. I'm sure it would make him oh so happy to know that you had inherited it. Well, what do you say? Would you like to give farming a try? Yeah. Excellent, excellent. Allow me to be the first to welcome you as a new resident of Mineral Town. Now then, as you are the new owner of this farm, do you not think a new name is in order? What should we name the farm? What would be a good name? I'm terrible with names, so this is not going to be good. Let's do Bygone. Bygone Farm. Running a farm is not the easiest of jobs in the world, but if you try hard, I'm sure you will do your grandfather proud. Well, I'm sure you must be tired from your long trip here. Why don't you rest for the remainder of the day? I must return to my duties as mayor. I bid you good evening. Tomorrow, my new life as a farmer begins. Yay, breakfast. And it's apparently raining. Of course it is. Okay, so this is how you save and read. My bag has 8 slots. Looks like it can be expanded. Year 1, novice farmer. So there's apparently bunnies and llamas now. That's new. I have additional field levels, which I assume might be those 5 boxes above the field level. Maybe? Okay. I have none of that. So the town map, here's me. That's hot spring. Ah, super relaxing. A good soak-in here will restore my stamina and help me unwind. Cool. Mother's Hill Spring Mine. So that's the lake mine. So that's what happens in winter. This whole thing freezes and you get a mine there. Mother's Hill Summit. Okay. Cellar aged winery. Okay, they sell lots of grape related things. Oh, good. Good. They're open from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. That's what we like. They have so many books. I can learn a lot of useful information here, so I'd better check back often. Okay, so 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. I think that's what most of the places run is that time. So Mary lives here with her mother, Anna, and her father, Basil. Basil is a botanist. Who is Ellen? Ellie lives here with her little brother, Hugh, and her grandmother, Ellen. Mayor Thomas lives here with his son, Officer Harris. General store is all the way up at the top. Good to know. Oh yeah, I remember the church being in the corner. They sell lots of useful stuff here, like seeds and cooking ingredients. The inventory changes seasonally too. So that's 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Clinic, 9 to 4. Buy medicine here or get an exam if I'm not feeling well. Father Carter presides here. If I ever feel guilty about something, I can go to the confessional and confide in him. They're open a lot. The inn, 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Okay. Ran and her dad, Dudley, that also sells food and drinks. Gray, Cliff, and Jennifer stay there. Cybara, Gray's grandfather lives here. If I give him ore, he can make all sorts of things. Gray comes here to train. Okay. So they're closed Thursdays and holidays. The clinic is closed Wednesday, which is good. Did the library have closed Mondays? Rick, Popuri, and their mother Lilia live and work here in their shop. They sell chickens and Angora rabbits. So that means like the rabbit thing must be for their fur, because I'm pretty sure Angora rabbits shed a lot, and you can do stuff with their fur. I'm pretty sure that's how that works. The Yodel Ranch have cows, sheep, and alpacas for sale. Alpacas, I assume, are going to be similar to sheep in that regard. The workshop, Gotts lives here and can be hired to do renovations and make furniture. Brandon stays with him and helps on occasion too. Closed Saturdays, but that's the only day they're closed. They're not even closed on holiday. Huh. And Sundays and holidays, Mondays and holidays. There's a little forest between the north and south side of the town. It's peaceful, quiet, and there's something magical in the air. Okay, most of the town's festivals are there. Kai opens his beach cafe here in the summer. Zach's house is here too. Zach the shipper lives here. Huang, a merchant, rents space from him and sells his goods here as well. Closed on holidays, open 11 to 4. The little cafe open only during the summer. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. and then 5 to 7 p.m. Closed on Sundays and holidays. Okay. South side? Yeah, amidst this nature's bright spot. Follow the road past the church and you'll come across this little hut. I wonder who lives here. Okay. Oh, there's also a tent. Jennifer pitched her tent here so that she could revel in nature and the mystical energies of the mountain. I wonder what... And supposedly a goddess lives in this spring. Okay, well, I think that all covers everything I need to look at. Farm map. Pretty straightforward. Not super big. I think that's the chicken hutch down there in the bottom left. Apparently I have a honey tree. Okay. So tool pocket. Okay, so tool pocket appears to be different than your bag, which is interesting. And now for tomorrow's weather. The clouds will clear up overnight, giving the entire region a bright and sunny day to enjoy. Get out there and soak it up, folks. Education, life on the farm, and advanced tips. Hey sis, yes? Teach me how to move around. Okay. Alright, let's start with the basics. When moving around the map, you can walk or run. How come it's walk or run? Because you can change the pace at which you're moving around to suit your needs. Oh, I see. So if you want, you can either take it easy or rush around super fast. Precisely. Is it going to do the same thing? It sure is. Okay. What's on for entertainment? Fish or be fished. Don't fish for mediocrity. Cast your line for excellence and reel. It's time for another episode of the Fishing Facts Show. Fish or be fished. Today, we got a famous angler, Mr. Fisher, talking to us about what we can fish up during the lovely season of spring. Oh, Mr. Fisher. Hello there, Mr. Fisher here. Spring is a nice warm season and a great time to catch fish. This time of year, the ocean is full of sardine, Pacific herring, and sailfin sandfish. Try discovering for yourself what kind of fishing rod you need to catch these beauties. Thank you very much. See you again next time, folks. Good day. Today is Spring 2. This month's events are the Spring Derby on Spring 18th, the cooking exhibition on Spring 22nd. Well, I'm not gonna be able to do any of that. Bookshelf. Book. Okay, so this is where I can see how many of something I've shipped out. All of these wonderful goods. I forgot that the grass was a thing in this. I really forgot that. Huh. The things you forget over time. Angora rabbit fur. See, totally was the fur. Fishing logs, same thing. Records. So minigame high scores, mine floor for each of those. Moles whack. Okay. Interesting. Goddess collection? I assume these are different foods that you can give the goddess. Interesting. And not at all complex in any way. Farm points. Why do I have 7? Okay, so I've got tools, letters, events, main character. I get 1 point for my main character. Okay, sure. Income expenses, seasonal, annual. Okay, I mean, sure. So, bunch of different things. Make 300 offerings to the harvest goddess 1 time per day. All right. So, let's think about that, right? Each month is 30 days, 120 days. All right. Well, I guess I need to start on that because that's going to take forever. With 5 quality. Okay. Okay. Own 5 pets? Okay. For 10 hours straight. Okay. Successfully confess to every romance option before marriage. Yeah, I don't think I'm ever going to do that. I think that seems a little excessive. Letters. Nimmer Mountain is covered in nature's bounty and it has the most wonderful view from its peak. All sorts of things. Raising crops and livestock, foraging and mining for items and more. Talking to the townsfolk and seeing what advice they have to give. Sure. So, stamina and fatigue. And so we do have an energy bar. The red berries in the upper left corner of your screen represent your stamina. It goes down when you do things like use tools. Do work like using tools while your stamina is 0 and you will build fatigue. Fatigue also builds when you do things like work outside late at night or in poor weather. Alright. The face icon in the upper left corner of the screen denotes your level of fatigue. It changes the more fatigue you build. Build up too much fatigue and you will collapse and be sent to the clinic. Pay careful attention to prevent that. You can restore stamina and relieve fatigue by taking baths and eating food. But the best cure is a good night's sleep. Crops, till the land. Okay. We're just gonna kind of skip through most of this. Step watering cane. Cool. Some crops can only be raised during certain seasons. The general store will sell seeds in their proper season. Okay. Be careful if you plant the seeds out of season. They won't grow. Vine crops, these crops produce multiple yields and once harvested can be watered again to grow more. Tons of animals available in Mineral Town. 5 different types. Cows, sheep, alpacas, chickens, and rabbits. Okay, that all makes sense. You can purchase new animals from a store or breed your current animals and raise the babies. It's important to feed your animals every day, brush them, talk to them, and put them out to pasture on nice days. The more love you show them, the better byproducts they will produce, so make sure you take very good care of them. I mean, sure, all that makes sense. I could change outfit, but that's not gonna happen. So there's a cabinet. Cabinet holds a fair amount of stuff. That's what, 24 times 3. Okay. I'm pretty okay with that. Table. Okay, table. Table. Toolbox. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of things here, right? A, it's raining, which is nice. Why is there a pedometer? Okay. So I need the hoe. I need the sickle, axe, and hammer. We are going to go to the general store, which is... Okay. Oh, okay. Here we are again. Am I right in assuming this is the first time you've ever worked on a farm? Please allow me to offer some advice. To talk to a person standing in front of you or lift objects next to you, press the confirm button. Next, to use an item, make certain to equip it first. Then press the tool button to use it. When you need to do a bit of shopping, go to the store. Stand across the counter from the shopkeeper and talk to them. However, if the store is closed, you can still speak to the shopkeeper, but you won't be able to buy anything. There are several other controls available to you as well. Would you like me to explain them to you? Yeah, sure. What would you like to know more about? I guess I'm actually good. This is your farm after all. You may do with it as you wish. Though may I recommend focusing on earning a little money first to make life a touch easier? There are many things in the forest that you can forage and ship for a little pocket change, for example. And once your daily chores are finished, I suggest taking a stroll around town and meeting the local residents. If you follow the road from your farm to the right, you will find your neighbors. I'm sure they'd be happy to chat or give advice. Oh yes, one last thing. When you return home, check your toolbox. Inside, you'll find a little gift. It's just my old pedometer, but I think you'll get some use out of it. Mineral Town is a large place after all, and it might be interesting to see how many steps you've walked. Now then, that'll to do it for today. I'll drop by to see how you're doing again soon. Good luck. Yo, I'm Zach. I handle all the shipping around these parts. Nice to meet you. When you're farming, there's one big thing you gotta remember, yeah? Here, I'll show you. See this? This is your shipping bin. Don't forget about it. You want to sell something? You put it in the bin. I come by at 5 p.m. every day and pick up whatever's in there. When I do, I'll automatically add your cut of the sale to your wallet. Nifty, right? Oh, but I don't come by to collect on holidays or festival days. You want to know why? Because I want days off too, darn it. Anyway, this ain't your only shipping bin. There's one inside the coop and barn too. You can sell crops you've harvested or stuff you foraged from the mountain. Oh, and stuff like eggs, milk, and wool can go in there too. You get the idea, right? Okay, now listen up. This is important. Working hard is great and all, but don't overdo it. If your face starts going blue, that's a sign you're about to keel over. When you get that bad, don't push it. Just go and rest, alright? Nobody wants a vacation to the clinic. Got all that? Good. I'll be stopping by at 5 p.m. then. See ya. Okay. Put livestock byproducts and harvested crops into the bin to ship them and earn money. At 5 p.m., Zach will come to collect items, yada yada. To put an item in the shipping bin, first hold it in your hands and examine the shipping bin. You can put in multiple items from your bag at once by examining the shipping bin while you're not holding anything. Be careful though, once an item goes in the shipping bin, you can't take it back out again. Yeah, wanton's not bad. Come to God's workshop to renovate your home and farm. Materials and furniture also available. Ugh, ain't never been any good at this kind of thing. Basically, I've got stuff you might need. Seeing as you just moved here and all, drop on by sometime. Okay, so I think I'm on default run. Yeah, must be. Okay, so let's meet people. Greetings, you a sightseer? Wait, you say you moved to this town? Nature's bounty is abundant here, quite unlike the lifeless air of large cities, so I'm sure you'll love it here. Me? Oh, that's right, introductions. I'm Basil. And as an enthusiast of all things botanical, I study the plants here in Mineral Town. Nice to meet you. Hello there. Goodness, we haven't met before, have we? Ah, so you're the one who just moved into that farm? Speaking of which, I seem to recall Thomas mentioning something along those lines. My name is Anna. I hope you'll come to enjoy life in our cozy little town. Hello, Azareth. Have you had a chance to read any of Basil's books? The library is positively overflowing with texts he's written. Mother's Hill is home to a considerable variety of plants. Incidentally, that biological diversity is precisely why we came to this town. There are many plants that only grow here in this town and nowhere else. Market trends favored town guides over specialized books. Like Basil's botanical encyclopedias. That fact gives him no small amount of grief. His books may be helpful to you, though, so give them a read. Okay. Oh, are you the one taking over the farm? Thomas told me about you. My name is Mary. It's nice to meet you. Well, Azareth, you won't find me on the mountain in this kind of weather, but I'm afraid the library is still closed. I mean, even if I opened it, no one would come anyway. Interesting. No going up to the second floor, please. Well, that's fair. Those Mondays. Goodness me, a new face. You're Azareth, huh? I'm Ellen. It's a pleasure to meet you. Oh, my leg? I have an illness that makes my muscles weak, so I've been chair-bound for some time now. I'm just at that age. It's gotten warmer out. Like clockwork, you comes home every day with another bug he's found in the dirt. This balmy weather sends me right to sleep, I tell you. Maybe just a short nap. You're not from around here, huh? Whoa, you moved on to that big old farm? Me? I'm you. Nice to meet you, mister. Oh, hey, since you've got a farm, that means you've got cows and stuff, right? Let me come and pet one sometime, Kay? Hiya, Mr. McFarms a lot. You sure have a lot of free time, just like me. Oh, so you're Azareth. My name's Miri. Nice to meet you. Being a mayor sounds very difficult. Politics and administration are two things I could never handle. Speaking of which, Thomas's father was a mayor too. I wonder if Harris will follow in his footsteps someday. My, if it isn't Azrith. Good day, how fares the farm? Is all going well? No one is particularly good at a task when they try it for the first time. Doubly so when it is a task as complex as managing a farm. It will take time to learn the ins and outs. Have patience. Okay. Okay, so this is the shop. There are products lined up for sale. Welcome. Okay, so I've got 500 gold. So, we got some options. So we can do turnips, potato seeds, cucumber seeds, grass seedling, onigiri, bread, oil, bunch of cooking stuff, and a basic bag. That's 3,000 gold. Alright. So the question is, what do we get? So I can do 3 potato seeds, or I can get a bunch of turnip seeds. I think I'm going to do a bunch of turnip seeds. And I may as well just buy 4. Okay. Welcome. I'm afraid the only thing we have in stock that might interest a farmer are seeds. I suggest you buy plenty, as many as you can afford. I'm serious, but you ought to choose which ones very carefully. Yes, that's just smart shopping. Well, welcome. Okay. Okay. So, onwards. Oh, introductory to the clinic. Oh, pardon me, I didn't realize I still had a patient to see. Oh, you're not from this town, are you? Ah, see, so you're Azrith, a new caretaker of that farm. There have been rumors floating around about you. My name is Doctor, and as you can see, I'm a physician. If you're ever feeling well, do seek me out right away. Most people in this town are healthy. We live in a place where the abundant blessings of nature appear to have rendered most diseases impotent. But I still study each and every day. Medicine is an endless pursuit. Many problems remain unsolved, even now. What about you, Azrith? Working on the farm is surely a difficult endeavor in its own right. Farm work is one of those physically demanding jobs out there. Do take care. As for medical matters you'd rather not discuss with me, you may speak to my nurse Ellie. In any case, we are always here to lend an ear about any health concerns you might have. Oh, that's right, Azrith. I just received some medicine from another town. Would you like to try some? Unlike the medicine typically sold here, it can restore both stamina and fatigue at the same time. Its only fault is that the effect is somewhat weak, which is why it hasn't been put out to market yet. I improved it to increase its effectiveness, albeit at the expense of flavor. It seems I sized you up correctly. Go on then. Down it in one gulp. Ew. So it tastes as awful as I expected. But it was rather effective, yes? I had hypothesized that you'd be able to see the value in this medicine. Would you like some more? Forgive me, I couldn't resist a little joke. Taking too much of any medicine can have negative effects. Thank you for today, Azrith. You've given me a lot to consider. You've a rather adventurous spirit, I must say. Okay. Well, I guess let's talk to Ellie. The doctor is passionate about his research. I could stand to learn a lot from him. Okay. Hey. Huh, so you just moved to that farm. My name? I'm Cliff. Nice to meet you. Is, is it is it okay that I... Ah, you're Azrith, yes? A most auspicious meeting indeed. Thomas told me all about you. My name is Carter, and I am the town priest. I hope to see you at church. Ah, perfect timing. Might you stay long enough to listen to a parable of mine? I'll warn you, it may get a little long. Ah, bless you. Once upon a time in a land not unlike our own, there was a normal family, the kind one would find anywhere. A father, mother, and their juvenile son all lived together in blissful harmony. One day, the mother succumbed to a violent illness and suddenly passed away. As the grief-stricken father stood over his late wife, the little boy came up to him and asked, "What happened to Mom?" The boy curiously peered at his dearly departed mother's unblinking face. The father, unsure what to say, desperately explained that she had fallen into a deep sleep. Upon hearing that, the boy was greatly troubled. He told his father, "Then please, Dad, use all of my allowance and buy a big alarm clock to wake her up." What do you think of that? That was when the father learned that the diluted words adults use to avoid speaking of death hold neither power over nor meaning to children. Think on that. I bid you a blessed day. Give me 1 second. I am eating a drink from this big old water jug I have. I'm going to mute my mic for a second. Okay. Well, it's now 11:30 a.m. I'm not sure if that actually took time or not. Middle Street. Okay, so this looks like a park. Side street. Examine the street light. Okay. Welcome. Sorry, but just so you know, we don't have a carry-out menu. Huh. Hey, how are things going? Well, take it easy. Sorry, who are you? Oh, you're the guy who took over that farm. I thought for sure you were a guest. What's your name? That's pronounced, Azareth, you said? I'm Rand. Nice to meet you. I live to clean. The irony is that cleaning often makes me dirty instead. But then I get to take a nice hot bath. Business is booming lately. Having so many folks around is great. Uh-oh, it looks like this one is plotting something. Okay, so D-pad switches tool. Okay. My. I haven't seen you around before. Could you be Azrith? Bingo, I just knew it. I heard from Thomas that someone new was moving to town, and he may or may not let your name slip too. Me? Oh, where are my manners? My name is... Mana? Yeah, Mana. My husband Duke and I run this vineyard. It's ever so nice to meet you. We may be out in the boonies, but the folks around here are kind, so let us know if you're ever in a bind. Oh, I'm a poet. Oh, whoops. Am I talking too much? I'm so sorry. Bad habit. Oh my, thanks. I know I don't talk to you much, Azure, so it might be weird bringing this up, but my daughter left me in this town behind, you know. Poof. Just like that. And to top it all off, Duke's my husband, in case you didn't know. Anyway, he goes out drinking every night, leaving me all alone. That's kind of awkward. To be honest, I've been lonely. That's why I try to talk to people as much as I can, just to take my mind off of it. But the pain of not having your child around, it really can't be expressed in words. If she'd gone off to be someone's bride, that would be one thing, but... Oh, speaking of which, you came here on your own too, right? Azure, why'd you do that anyway? Okay, let's just skip through this now. That one's a little long-winded. So this puts me... Where does this put me? Okay, so this puts me here. At least a level 3 hammer charge is needed to break this. Yeah, this sure is suspicious. Didn't go to the forge yet, but... Oh, hey. Okay, so beach. Man, it's already 2 p.m. The Spring Derby is coming. Spring 18th, Rose Plaza. Okay. I don't have anything for a derby. I'm home. Merchant by trade and purveyor of fine goods. These fine goods right here, in fact. Quite a selection, yes? Come look at it and buy what tickles you. Is something the matter? Whatever you may need, I stock it. Oh, God. Okay. Well, these are something. A spring flower, scatter the seeds on tilled ground. Pink cat flower seeds. Interesting. Well, that's not expensive at all. Yo, what's the good word? Busy with work? Okay, buddy. Would help if I went in the house. Hi there, mister. You a traveler? What? You moved onto that farm? Neat. I live on one too. My. Nice to meet you, mister. Aw, the weather's super icky today. I can't go outside on days like this. I caught a cold before because I went out when it was raining. But then Grandpa told me I wasn't allowed to go out in the rain ever again. I don't think we've met. Oh, hi. I'm Potpourri. What's your name? Ah, Azrith, huh? It's nice to meet you. Hello. What do you want? Okay. Why, hello there. I don't believe we've met before, have we? Ah, yes. Yes, now I remember. You must be Azrith. Mayor Thomas told me all about you. My name is Lilia. It's so nice to meet you, sweetheart. Oh, hello there. How nice to see you. I'm afraid I don't have the strength to get out and about all that much. That's why I hardly get to see you, Azrith. It's a shame. My husband is out and about right now. He left to see if he could find medicine to cure my condition. Not that I particularly wanted him to leave. I don't need a cure so much as I need him by my side. What are... So a chicken is 1,500 gold. Okay. What's in... Jesus. Yeah. Long fur indeed. Chicken rabbit feed. Okay. Interesting. You're an unfamiliar face around these parts. Ah, so you're the new caretaker of that pharmacy. It must be difficult to manage a farm with only one set of hands, but do your best out there. Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. The name's Sabara. Nice to meet you. Do you need something? Oh, there's no point in staying around here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is we're going to clear out some space. It would help if I didn't suck. Eating it will reduce your stamina, but relieve some fatigue. Yeah, that's fine. You, pick that up. Why would I do that? Well, that's a little awkward. It's gonna take a little bit getting used to these controls. I can already tell I'm having some issues with that. Let's, put up the hammer and get out these seeds. Oh, I know the problem. I need to actually use this. Okay. So we're on a little bit of a time clock now. I don't have the thing for the whack-a-mole. Easy there, buddy. You're not that tired yet. Yes, I get it, buddy. We're gonna be going to bed right after this. But you need to plant all this. Okay. Well, let's go to bed, I guess. Toolbox. Let's get the hammer back out, and then I can put this up because I don't need that. We will need the watering can though. Do I call it a night? Yeah, probably. Yeah, I got some other stuff. So my only thing is, I don't know how to... No, that's not what I'm looking for. There we are. Let's look at controller settings. But I want to know how to pull stuff out of my bag. Examine, hold, put away. Maybe V? Hmm. Please don't do that. Okay. Well, I guess we're just gonna see how this goes. Good morning. I'm sorry to disturb you at this early hour. I humbly apologize. I have not introduced myself. I'm Huang, a traveling merchant. I have just arrived in this town. It's an honor to meet you. I see you have a farm, yes? As it so happens, I have many seeds for sale. Rare seeds, unique seeds. Come see my wares. Buy them. Mr. Zach has generously allowed me to stay at his home. I've opened my store there. Come whenever you like. I always welcome new customers. Now I must go and greet the other customers in town. Goodbye. Okay. So let's get this started with first. So as we upgrade our tools, which I'm pretty sure requires experience according to some sources I have, we will be able to do this a lot quicker and without doing it one at a time. That'll be nice because it avoids me just not playing good. Oh, okay, so right trigger lets me do it like this. That's actually really nice. But I am blowing through my energy because, unfortunately, it takes a lot of work to be a farmer. Okay, so we're going to run up to the library because I feel like I need to learn stuff. I don't know that there's anything actually useful there, but maybe there is. Oh, when does it open? 10 a.m. Well, I will wait the 20 minutes. Hi. Welcome. Well, she's in a spot of doom and gloom. What should I do? Maybe if I... No, that won't work. Eek! Oh, I'm so sorry, I was completely lost in thought. I was standing right outside. Oh, Azrith, it's good to see you. It's awfully nice of you to drop by. Patrons at this library are far and few between. Forgive me for earlier. When I'm deep in thought, I don't see what's around me. Is something troubling you? No, that's not it. I'm writing my own novel, but I'm at something of an impasse, so I'm trying to work it out. Thanks for your concern. Please stop by whenever you're in the literary mood. I'm sure we have plenty of books that can help or inspire you. Yeah, minigames. Have you met the nature sprites yet? Are you becoming fast friends already? If not, you really ought to get to know them. If you play with them often enough, they will be more than happy to lend you a hand. One of the games you can play with the nature sprites is the harvesting game. Repeatedly hit the confirm button to have the nature sprites harvest more and more turnips. The key to victory lies in how fast you press the button. If you hammer on it for too long, the nature sprites will become sweaty and start having a hard time. At the end of the game, mistakes are subtracted from your overall score as negative points. Once a sprite's face becomes sweaty, simply leaving them be won't return them to normal. Instead, when you see that telltale sign of exhaustion, don't let up on the confirm button entirely. Press it much more slowly to let them rest. Give this game a try and show the world what an agricultural ace you are. Let's play with the nature sprites. Feeding chickens. Are you best buds with the nature sprites yet? They won't play with you unless you are. There are lots of benefits to being friends with the nature sprites, not the least of which is that warm and fuzzy feeling you're sure to get inside. One of the games you can play with the nature sprites is the Feeding Chickens game. In this game, a nature sprite will feed 5 chickens while you pay close attention to each bird's behavior. If you don't keep a watchful eye, those crafty cluckers will fly the coop before you can say omelette du fromage. Also, be careful not to feed a chicken while its bin is full, otherwise it will just get angry. At the end of the game, mistakes are subtracted from your overall score as negative points. Watch each chicken, and when it looks like one's bin is starting to empty, quickly move the nature sprite to fill it back up. Keep in mind that you do not need to put feed in every single bin. It's up to you to devise your own strategy for keeping your avian amigos fed in record time. Let's play with the nature sprites. Watering crops. Are you constantly relying on the nature sprites to help you with work? Remember, they're friends, not field hands. Make sure to chat with them and give them presents so they don't feel like your friendship is one-sided. One of the games you can play with the nature sprites is the Watering Crops game. Move the nature sprite and have them water the indicated rows in the indicated order. Each round of the game will have 3 patterns. If you can memorize when to water where, you'll be sure to rack up a high score. But be careful, water out of sequence and the nature sprite will not be a happy camper. At the end of the game, mistakes will be subtracted from your score as negative points. Also, if you mess up the order, any rows watered after the mistake won't count. If you feel like you're in over your head, take a moment to think and remember the correct pattern. Also, each run of the game has 3 patterns, so even if you mess one up, you will have a chance to make up for it. Keep fighting until the end. I'll give this a quick view. Don't always play the odds. It's fun to root for the underdog, under horse sometimes. Most of all, it's important to raise your horse with lots of love and care. Okay, I'm not too worried about what that is. Lift the object, dock, examine. Throw the object you are holding, press the confirm button while holding it. Okay. How do I get to my items? How do I hold an item? Okay. Raising crops. Clear land, seeds 3x3. Water your seeds diligently, eventually they will sprout. Will mature and ripen in different amounts of time. Spring crops. Okay. Nothing grows in winter. Sad, huh? I remember one Harvest Moon game, you could grow, I think, broccoli in the winter? I think. Maybe it was cabbage. Turnip spring 2D, 2D. So 2 days seed, then 2 days ripe. So 4 days is what it takes. Potatoes take 7. Cucumbers take a while. Ooh, cabbage takes forever. Man, cabbage is like, maybe cabbage is expensive in this game. Okay. Place grass seedlings on farmland that you have not tilled. Starting the next day, the grass will expand to neighboring squares at a rate of 1 square per day. It does not need to be watered, but it won't grow if obstructed in any way. Cut it with a sickle to revert the square to regular sand. Or land. Okay. Please don't go up there right now. Okay. Let's see about running up to the sprite. But first, so this is to the harvest sprite. Okay, the nature sprites. Make friends with the nature sprites and they will help you with your chores and even play with you. To make friends with them, give them presents. You can make friends with each individual nature sprite. Alright. Once you're good friends with the nature sprites, they will help you with 3 different chores. They will water the crops you are raising on your farm. They will harvest any ripe crops on your farm and put them into the shipping bin. They will feed and brush your animals as well as ship any of their byproducts. The more the nature sprites help you with certain chores, the better and faster they will get at them. You can also choose to play with the nature sprites to give them practice with specific chores. Okay. Oh, you're Azareth. I meant... It's spring. Spring means tea parties. Do you need something? We like playing with our friends. If we were better friends with you, we'd play with you too. Hello, and you are? Oh, your name is Azareth. I'm Cherry. Nice to meet you. Meet you. Spring is tea party season. Everybody loves tea parties. Do you need something? Howdy, how are you? I see, so your name is Azareth. My name is Pumpkin. It's nice to meet you. Spring is for tea parties. Tea parties are for spring. I can hardly wait. Do you need something? Ah, boo, that's too bad. Halt, who goes there? A sneaky so-and-so? You don't look like a sneaky so-and-so to me. Your name is Azareth, huh? Gotcha. Hi, I'm Plum. In spring, we have tea parties. That's just the way it is. Do you need something? Yeah. You don't wanna. Welcome, what's your name, Azareth? I'm Blueberry. It's nice to meet you. Tea parties are spring. I can hardly wait. Nope. Oh, hi. So your name is Azareth. Okay. I'm Sunny. Nice to meet you. I haven't seen you before. Who are you? Oh, your name is Azareth? No wonder my mind was a clean slate. I'm Aqua. It's nice to meet you. Oh. here's the thing. Right stick controls apparently what you pull out of your bag. Because that makes sense. Okay, so he likes the flower. So they probably like their particular color flowers. Okay. So I'll need to do that on occasion. I'm gonna run by the beach. I'm gonna see if there's anything on the sand to collect. I don't know that there is, but I know some games do that. Doesn't look like this is one of them, but there is that. So in addition, there's that forest. I need to go check that forest for plants. So what's important in this kind of game is you got to get in a routine. Because if you don't have a routine, you're going to get confused and you're going to get lost. And apparently the boulders and stuff changes. At least semi-frequently. Sorry, why is this? Empty plot? Okay. Have I talked to this person? I haven't seen you before. Huh, so you're the new owner of that farm. I'm Gray. Nice to meet you. There's absolutely nothing around here. You do know that, right? Don't mean you're some kind of earth weirdo. Gray, come here. Come on. No, no. No matter what I do, Grandpa always criticizes me. I can't stand it. Come to think of it, how old is Gramps anyway? I can't believe he's still as spry as a chicken. Weird. What's his secret? Okay. So, map time. So, I ought to stop by the workshop. There's apparently that empty plot. Been to the secret forest. So, workshop, hot spring. I need to throw something to the goddess, the mountain, and the hut. That's my goal. And you are? Oh, I know. You're that new farmer who just moved in, ain't ya? Thomas told us all about you. Name's Gotts. I'm the carpenter around here. If you're ever looking to renovate your house, come see me. Farm work ain't a walk in the park, I'm sure. Good luck and try not to throw your back out, eh? Oh yeah, Azrith, while you're here, let me introduce the guy I'm sharing the roof with. Yo, Brandon. What is it, Gott? Inspiration presently beckons, and my hands are heeding the call. See? Brandon's an artist. He does all kinda artsy stuff, like carving and sculpting and what have you. Found him out cold in the woods. Spent so long looking for good lumber to work with that he killed right over, he said. I can't turn my back on a poor sap like that, so now I'm letting him freeload here with me. Freeload? Please, you could at least say I am simply rooming with you. Anyway, Azrith, the pleasure is all mine. Should be more careful. Now that's astounding. Are you legitimately concerned for my well-being? I will exercise more caution from here on out. Ah, heck with it. He's quiet and a little weird, but he ain't a bad guy. Do me a favor and treat him right, would ya? Okay, no plants over there, it doesn't look like. So south will... I guess we go south. a lot of flowers, which is good because those are going to the sprites. Where am I? Wait, how did... Okay. I know there's, pretty sure some special events that happen up here. Man, already 5 p.m. These days go by so quickly. Really a tragedy. Oh, hello. Are you a resident here? I don't believe I've heard your name. Ah, Azareth, is it? I'm Jennifer. A pleasure. Oh, hello, Azareth. What brings you to me today? The energies that radiate from this mountain do so much to soothe my soul. Okay, so where do I give up offerings? I don't know that I actually gave up an offering. We're gonna just use the hot spring for a minute. Not for any real long time. I'll probably use it till 8 and then go into the mine. Which I can't do because I didn't bring a hoe. Of course I didn't. Well, that's a... Man, that's really a little unfortunate, isn't it? Okay, let's try that again. I think general rule of thumb is you can be out till like midnight and be okay. Okay. We're gonna go ahead and go into here, and I guess we'll go ahead and store that and that, because okay, so I apparently can't store that. Not sure why, but apparently I can't. What's weather supposed to be? For the fishes folk. Rain will start in the early morning hours and carry on through the day. Ah, okay, well that's not bad. Yeah, we'll call it a night.